Barrett's 5 o'clock. I just said it's 5 o'clock. You were gabbing. I'm Jeff Ham. I'm going to call the Streets and Drainage Committee meeting for December 9th to order at this time. And I'll recognize all the attendees, starting my far right. Mr. Baptist. And Jeff Am. Thank you. I will now read the statement of FOI compliance. I affirm that I have not engaged in any prohibited discussion, deliberation, or polling regarding any item on this meeting's agenda outside of the property notice of the open meeting in compliance with the Arkansas Freedom Information Act as amended by Act 505 of 2025. And at this time, I'll call a roll call, beginning with Mr. Baptist again, if they understand this statement. Thank you. You have a list of the minutes from October 14th. Give you a second to go over them. We have a motion and a second. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carried. At this time, we'll entertain the maintenance acceptance of Preserves Phase 3, and I'll turn it to Mr. Ritchie for any explanation. Any questions?
This part of subdivision in the Woodlands came to us after this has been about a little bit over a year, and they're asking for the city to do the maintenance of that, streets and utilities, and that's what we're coming to you for. And it's been through DRC, and everything's checked out great. So,
any questions?
yes. Mm-hmm.
Make a motion to accept.
We have a motion and a second to accept the maintenance acceptance of Preserves Phase 3. All in favor? Opposed? Motion carried. In your packet, you have the streets and drainage updates from December to the December for this year. If you'd like Mr. Ritchie to go over any of it, he will this time.
John, is there a way for next month on the recently completed, can you also have the board numbers in there? I know you got it on the future programs. Get an update on North Shore and Watson a bit, or are we, is that, I know that's, may not be on project, but I'm just curious on that.
Yes, that project is ours, and we have landed a grant on that. this past year to do the engineering, and that's underway. And they'll be bringing some samples of what that could look like. That'd be McClellan.
Do you know if that opportunity would be 3 lanes, or, I mean, total, or would it be a 2 each way?
It's gonna be a lot of things because of the nature of the road itself and the way the houses are and all that. It's gonna be 3 lanes down to 2 lanes back to possibly even 4. They'll have, like I said, they'll have some options for us to pick from.
I know we've talked in the past about having some overlays on some cul-de-sacs.
Mhm.
Is that still anywhere in the projects, or did I not see that? I'm just curious if that would be anywhere on.
Yes, it's in there. There's Beaver Cove, that's a dark forest, and there's some on Newcomb that you had mentioned in the past that I'm planning on getting to. And, if it's not this year, it's probably next. The latest is, me and Claire went this morning and filed the last 2 right-of-way acquisitions. So they did. Okay, thank you.
Hey, John, man, that's loud. I was looking at the speed hump study, and I had to ask for Palomino to be put on there, and I'm still not seeing it on there, so can we get that added to the list? It's 3118 Palomino. Yes, sir. That's okay.
Any other additions or corrections or concerns? All right. Projects noted, and I would just like to say publicly that John Ritchie is doing one hell of a. So any other business coming before the council at this time? Hearing none, we're adjourned. With, you're fine. Yeah, I use it. Print right there. Share with Jeff, and how you gonna share with Jeff? Where did Mr. Bruce go? He said he'll be right back. I'm ready. Let's start. Well, hit the gavel.
All right, good evening. We're going to start our December the 9th community service meeting. We do have a quorum. At this time, we're going to recognize our attendees, starting at my far right with Councilmember Ham. I mean, far left, I'm sorry.
Confused. Jeff Am.
Trevor Blind.
Bruce Thomas.
Evelyn Reed.
And Spencer Cole.
Steve Brown.
Frank Mathis.
Thank you. At this time, we're gonna, read the statement of FOIA compliance and roll call. I affirm that I have not engaged in any prohibited discussion, deliberation, or polling regarding any items on this meeting's agenda outside of a properly noticed and open meeting in compliance with Arkansas Freedom of Information Act as amended by Act 505/2025. Councilmember Frank Baptist,
Yes.
Councilmember Steve Brown,
Yes.
Councilmember Jeff Morrow.
Yes.
Councilmember Judd Hart. Councilmember Bill Donner.
Yes.
Councilmember Ann Spencer Cole. Councilmember Trevor Lyons.
Yes.
Councilmember Jeff Ham.
Yes.
Councilmember Steve Lee is absent. Okay, at this time, the chair would entertain a motion to approve the November 10th, 2025 minutes.
So moved.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you. Minutes stand approved. Okay, item number 5, new business. We have liens and condemnations and code compliances.
Sorry about that. How y'all doing? So we have 6 on the list. I'm sorry. My name's Tyler Ritchie. I'm with the Community Development. I'm in the Code Compliance Office. We have 6 items on the list this month. We have 4 that's going to be property remediations and 2 that's going to be up for condemnation. The first one is going to be 2317 Wright. It is located, it's running north and south. It is located running from the access road of I-30 to Shenandoah. And it's run up there by Tractor Supply. This one is just overgrown vegetation. It's tall grass. We contacted them about 2 months ago in September 4th, and then we went in and had somebody clean it up on October 9th. I apologize. The cost on that one was $95.88 after sending postage. So $75 for the cleanup and then 2 certified letters. The next one, you have any questions on that one? No, okay. So the next one's gonna be 120 North Conrad Street. This is one that we've had 6 cases on in the last 2 years alone. They came before this meeting, before this council earlier this year for another property remediation as well. This one, we had somebody go out there on October 9th for cleanup. And it is on the south side of South Street running towards the interstate. It's behind Hogg's convenience store. In the pictures, you can see the cleanups. There's been a lot of people coming and going. We're trying to kind of stop that. I think we're getting close to it. The homeowners have recently said they're looking to sell it, but that's where we're at the moment. You can see the cleanup before and after. The cost on this one is $4,347.88. So there's a lot of cleanup. There's a lot to it. There's a lot of trash that had to get taken out.
So on that, is that from people that live is there someone that lives in that, or is that homeless people that are dropping trash, or?
There's a little bit of both. Mr. Conrad lives there. There's a lot of people that come and go. They're taking advantage of them, and we're working on with PD and with homeowners as far as doing their letters to make sure no one can go there. We're trying to monitor as much as we can, but it's a lot of people just coming and going. Like I said, this is the second one we've had to bring up here for this in the front of council this year. The next one's gonna be 122 West Drive. It's a block over, and so it's on South Street also. If you're going towards Conrad, towards Hogg's, it's a block before you get to Hogg's. This one is vacant. It's been vacant. Looks like they left. They didn't mow it. They threw a couch and some trash out there. We sent out a letter. They mowed it, but then it took a month and a half for trash to get picked up. We had a contractor go out there and remove the couch and the 2 bags of trash. That one, the cost was $195.88 is what we have on our record. The last property remediation that we have on this was 1220 Sunset Drive. That's going to run over there where Sunset meets Hester, coming off of North Street. It's on the backside of Jameson, over by the elementary school. This one is just overgrown vegetation. It was vacant as well. I believe it stood for a little bit over a year of it being vacant. The cost on that one to get it mowed was $272.36, including the postage. Any questions on those? Okay. So the last two that was on our list were for condemnations. 723 Denton Street. We will also have it coming forward next month for a property remediation on that. We had to cut down a big tree that was a threat to the city's infrastructure being the streets. But on this one in particular, we're bringing it forward for condemnation. The utilities was disconnected on it July 11th, 2024, so about a year and a half now. This one, Denton runs east and west from North Street over towards Alcoa. This is over at the intersection of Denton and Watson Lane. If you look through the pictures, it looks like the exterior it's decaying. It's kind of starting to fall apart. The trim around the back of the building, as well as above the porch, is starting to fall in. It looks like it's starting to sag also in the roof where the pitch meets towards the back of the building. It's overgrown with vegetation as well. This one, we have been in conversation with, so the homeowner passed away a little over a year ago, it looks like. Mr. Ragsdale, he assumed, or he is now our property owner on record. We have been in conversation with his attorney from Hot Springs. They are going through a probate, which will take place on July 10th of 2026. There is a debate going over it on who owns it between them and the neighbors. So we're asking for this one to get forward on condemnation, so that way we continue working with the attorneys and make sure that it gets done with a reasonable amount of time. We don't have a leeway. We're here in 6 months trying to get it done again. The last one that's on our list is 1205 North Shady Lane. This one runs north and south, also cut from Benton Parkway to Alcoa. It's going to be across from the Dark Forest subdivision. This one, the utilities have been disconnected since October 30th, 2024, a little over a year now. Miss Wilson did pass away. Her daughter is here tonight to speak if she needs to be. This one, we are looking at condemnation. Again, we talked to the daughter earlier, and their intent is to sell the property as is. We're asking to move it forward, and that'll allow us, that's 6 weeks before it comes back for January 26th. Allows 6 weeks for them to kind of see some kind of traction and get done, allow us to monitor it, and then we'll go from there and continue working with the family. On that one, the back and the sides were starting to fall in around the roof, and then the shed was definitely something that was hazardous. There's two structures on the property with a structure or the shed looking like it's going to fall in. Would y'all like to say anything?
I'm the daughter of Kimberly Wilson. She's been gone for a little over a year now, and I actually just went in the last of November and I got the deed in my name. And I didn't see my mother for almost 2 years before she passed because of the choices that her and my family have made for themselves. And, I'm not living that life anymore, and so that's the reason why I kind of cut ties when I did. And I've been waiting on my little sister for the last year to try to get this process moving, and she's not in the best state of mind, and she's in her addiction. And so that just kind of leaves me to deal with all of it. But I went with my husband this past Sunday and we cleaned up around the front of the property, picked up all the trash. I guess I'm gonna just sell the property as is. And then do know that the shed out back is really, really bad. Like the roof is falling in and it's bad. It's real bad. But I'm not real sure what else to say, but I am dealing with the issue, so, yeah. Thank you.
Looking then to move this one through on the condemnation.
Six when it comes back to full council. And then we're talking about 30 days minimum after that before we can take any action. And I've told Ms. Lloyd that, you know, we would much rather them take care of it than us.
Yep.
We just don't want to have 90 days from now come back and nothing, you know, have to
Yeah,
go through it again. So, and that's the discussion.
yes. Thank you.
Any other questions or discussions?
I will say too, the staff here have been hard work that y'all do,
Thank you.
even on the projects that don't get this far.
It's certainly a team effort. We've got a good team.
Okay, at this time, Chair entertain a motion to go forward with the items listed here. 2317 Wright Avenue, cleanup 1220 North Conrad, cleanup 122 West Street, cleanup 1220 Sunset Drive, cleanup 723 Denton, condemnation 1205 North Shady Lane, condemnation. To bring before our next council meeting in January. We have a motion and a second. All in favor? Any opposed? Okay, motion carries. Okay, we do not have anything on the old business. Under discussion, under other, we have a presentation supporting urban hunting.
I'd like to introduce Tyler and JD from Benton High School. They've got a short presentation and a handout, and I think there may be some slides come up. Yeah.
Hello, my name's Tyler Jones.
I'm JD Dunn.
We are seniors at Benton High School. We are in an EAST program where students find a problem in the community, and our goal is to solve it. And at the beginning of the class, I was by myself, but the problem I found was overpopulation of deer. With that statistic, from Arkansas Game and Fish, overpopulation is 20 plus, but Benton hasn't called for a night count, so there's not an actual number. So from what Saline County has as a number is 25 per acre. Next slide, please. Why Benton needs a solution. Four of the major things that we have came up with is 1, property damage, 2, collision accidents on highways, 3 is it's a health risk because when there's overpopulation of deer, it causes inbreeding, which will cause a disease in the deer population, which eventually down the road will alter what a deer is. And then the 4th one we have is our safety hazard. Next slide, please. So our solution to this problem is an urban archery hunt. 7 other places in Arkansas have this hunt, and it goes on along from September 1st to February 29th. A little bit about the program is Arkansas Game and Fish is the one that regulates it. The Arkansas Bowhunters Association president was Dwayne Spangler. He is now he's the president of the urban archery hunts. Next slide, please.
Some of the program details. The season lasts from the start of September to the very end of February. And you have an unlimited amount of tags, so you can tag as many deer as you want. Unlike the regular tags, it usually maxes out at like 5 or 6. And the max feet per second on an arrow is around 325 to 350 feet a second. And the minimum education you need is an IBEP certification, and the minimum draw weight is 35 pounds, and if you can do it, the maximum weight is 150 pounds. Those are some examples of bows for this program. Next slide, please. Safety and protocol. They've been managing this program for 15 years without any safety accidents. So since 2010, and the last accident that they had was, I think, a dude had his window shot out by an arrow, so that was very good. But it's it's managed by Ralph Meeker and experienced night wardens of Benton. And the highest tags caught in 2024 was 35 in one season. Next slide, please.
So a little bit of the benefits. This program, the first deer you tag every year, will be donated to the program annually. So they've raised 40,000 pounds of meat, which also, toward that also, there's a beef stick program, or jerky stick program, that they have packaged 4,000 packages annually. And one statistic that helps with the food that is given from this program that we researched is 1 in 5 children in Arkansas suffer from food insecurities. So this will be a good thing to help with that. And then another benefit is, like I said, the overpopulation. But with the meat donated, there's also a backpack program. They use the fur and the hides off of the deer to use backpacks for kids and meat. Next slide, please. We had to call a lot of people for this, but main people that we've contacted, we got Fairfield Bay, Seth O'Connell. He was going to write us a letter of supporting us in this manner. And then we have Ralph Meeker, like he said, he is the night count warden that is over Arkansas. There's only 3 in Arkansas, but he's the major one. And then Dwayne Spangler, which he is the president of the Urban Archery Hunt. Next slide, please. Some questions that we had, not necessarily answered right away, but will the city consider reinforcing the existing state law by passing a specific local ordinance prohibited the supplement of feeding of deer? Kind of what I'm putting at that is, if there's no feeding of deer, if this program was in effect, there would be feeders and stuff involved in the hunt. So like, would that be able to be passed to enforce the hunt, like help the hunt? And then another question is, how does this program align with the long-term urban wildlife management plan for Benton? And another question, is there a process for reviewing the updated city ordinance related to urban hunting based on the feedback and results from the program? Next slide, please. That was a lot, but. Yes, sir. There's 7 places. On the bottom of the handout, there's a list of the places that have it in effect. The only one that is not governed by the Arkansas Game and Fish, like directly with Dwayne Spangler, is Hot Springs, because they recently got a new manager. In city, yes, yes, sir, yes, sir. Archery only, yes, sir.
Questions? So if I have half an acre, I can go shoot a deer during this process in my neighborhood?
As
Or is
long,
there a,
as long, like in normal hunting with a gun, there you at the 50 yards from a road, from a public road or a house, that would be implemented. And then one other thing that we researched was, like you said, like if you only have 1 acre, you're less likely you're just gonna have a couple of deer. But if you go and hunt on somebody else's property, you just have to have written permission to be on that property to kill that deer. Oh yeah, the map on the back, we kind of had a little bit of like a little run-in with like, oh, there's not that much, we're not gonna shoot a deer in Walmart parking lot, or like, there's not, people are gonna have wooded areas to hunt. So we kind of highlighted that there is wood in Benton. Benton is not just a city, there's wooded areas. And then wrapped around Benton, there's wooded areas also, which would bring deer in. So that's just a little help to know that there can be more deer fluctuating with it. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That'd probably be a question I'd have to further go into with Dwayne Spangler, because the information we got, we were asking as many questions to different mayors, like we called you and we called Russell's mayor, and we were just getting as much information and questions so that we could put it together to present to y'all. Yeah, we kept having them.
thoughts are on this as well?
Bow hunting in the city limits, and right now, there's no ordinance to prevent it. So,
Like to add, I think the mayor's suggestion of researching these other municipalities' existing ordinances would be a great next step. I don't know when your project ends, or if you're gonna further, pursue this after your project ends. But I think that would be a great next step. See what other people are doing. And if you'd like, in 2 or 3 months, maybe request to come back before this body. It's very educational what you presented so far.
Oh, some things that you and the mayor both were saying. I think from my perspective, it would be good when you're talking to the mayors from the other cities, request a copy of their ordinances
Yeah.
for reference for us. But also when you're talking to those other communities, I'd be interested in you having conversations with their police chief to understand how they police the ordinance, how they manage the ordinance from a police perspective, and what challenges they've encountered with that. I think that'd be 2 good pieces of information.
Yeah, I think it's a good idea. I know that, 1 year before deer season, I was loading my truck up to go to deer camp, and I looked in the backyard and there was 8 bucks standing in my backyard. And
We're gonna go hunt in Bill's yard.
Yeah,
There's
well,
not an ordinance to prevent it.
I'd already packed my guns. And I'm not talking about a bow, I'm talking about a 30-06. But, but I live in a neighborhood, and that brings up the questions. I don't want to see a deer that's stuck, that's running through somebody's neighborhood. You know what I'm saying? So they run after they get stuck, and they end up anywhere. And we've got some sensitive people that would find that repulsive, so.
The one thing about it is our semester is about to end in class, but for our main objective is to come here and just get any feedback from y'all, because feedback's always going to help us go along with it. But if nobody catches on, so like nobody wants to catch, like our project's gonna stay in the class, and if nobody wants to like feed onto it, then I will personally keep them. I'll be out of class in January when we come back. Unless somebody picks it up, and then I'll kind of be like, I'll fill them in on all the information I have, and I'll just take off from there.
We definitely need to do something one way or the other. Right now, we're just not doing anything. So it's something I think we need to address. Well, I think council asked about service director.
So what determines what grades you get?
Oh, well, really, I guess it'd be like class participation, really, but like
Okay,
at the beginning, like,
I'm just kidding.
I'll give you that.
Yeah,
thank,
you have my endorsement as well.
Excuse me. At this time, we have item B is confirmation of Act 283 ordinance for elections.
And that one came from the municipal league. The municipal league has suggested that every municipality, and you can look on the map right behind Tyler and see that we've been doing elections by wards for years here. And they just asked that we pass a ordinance to solidify the fact that that's the way we do it, and then submit it to the county clerk. And so that's the reason we're bringing it before you. This came from the Arkansas Municipal League. Yes, it'll be Monday night. So we'll need a motion.
Mayor, is this along the lines of being non-political positions as well, or is that something totally?
That's something totally different, to be honest. This is just saying that, the 5 wards we have, there's 2 council people elected each one. And then we submit the map to the city clerk, and they know what's going on.
So we do need to do a motion and a second for the confirmation of Act 283 ordinance for elections.
I'll make that motion. Or second.
Okay, well, we got 2 motion, 2 seconds, okay. All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Thank you. And this will be on next Monday night's agenda. Item C is the DRC monthly report for November. This is for your review. And so, is there nothing else to come before this committee? We are adjourned. Thank you. They waived